and welcome back to Opal&Mint. I am Ashley, and today we're just gonna play around with a watercolor type product. These are watercolor, liquid watercolors. Some people call them watercolor inks, I believe. They come in droppers. I got the Schminke Aquadrop, and I got a set of 8 colors, and so we're gonna go through these today, kind of swatch them, play around with them, see what we're gonna do with these. I'm not really sure how I would use these any differently than normal watercolors, so yeah, let's dive in. I have those, and then I have one from Ecoline. This is the Liquid Watercolor in 801. It's just a gold watercolor ink, basically. All right, so let's go ahead and turn the camera around and start painting. All right, so we have Schminke's Opaque White. We have, what are you? Brilliant Orange, Ruby Red. We have Lemon Yellow, Ink Blue, Amethyst Violet, Jade Green, and Deep Black. So these are the colors I have in the Schminke Aquadrops. And then, like I said, I do have one from the Eco line, which are the ones I've seen the most of as far as these liquid watercolors go. It's interesting texture. So I don't really know how I want to go about this. So I want, let's see here. I want to see what this looks like if I drop it into a palette first. So let's see here. Here is the consistency of it. Hopefully you can see that. And if I don't add any water to it, like this is a dry brush, it's gonna dry brush. Let's add a little bit of water. Very nice intense color. Ooh, that's pretty. Okay, let's do that one. Let's try and put a drop on the paper. Again, I have never used liquid watercolors or watercolor inks, however you want to say them. I feel like the way to not waste them would be to put them in here, because I feel like this is way too much ink for one spot. I'm curious how people normally, I want to see what they do blending together. They seem to dry very, very quickly. Like that line is there. Interesting. The black's really cool though, isn't it? Okay, let's try Jade Green. I'm gonna put a drop here in my palette. So let's get a brush and, ooh, that's a pretty color. Oh, look at that green. That's beautiful. Yeah, see how quickly that dries? I mean, it's still a little bit, but that line is there. With watercolor, I would have been able to kind of scrub that line out. Try some yellow. Old yellow. Okay, we're gonna put it right here. I haven't seen a whole lot of people like and how they use these. I'm sure you could use them in a similar manner to watercolor by putting them on a palette. I do definitely think the properties of them are a little bit different. Like I've said, they seem to dry very quickly. But I've also, what my brain thinks of is painting down water and then dropping it into it and like letting it move and blend out. Does that make sense? I don't know why, but that's just what I'm picturing using these, is just having them move. But yeah, see, they stick to the paper. Okay, I'm gonna put, this is Ruby Red. All right, so here is Ruby Red. Yes. That's magenta. That is magenta. This is what I'm picturing you use them for, is the blends and stuff. Interesting. Oop. All right, let's try Brilliant Orange. Drop here. So I'm curious if you use these, what do you use them for? In what manner would you use these instead of your watercolors? Yeah, they definitely seem to like stain and stay immediately where you put them right there. Like those lines, you know? Yeah, that seems to be the ones I did directly on the page were more so. Yeah.
On the edge of that purple stayed wet longer.
Yeah, this is true. All right, let's try the opaque white. I could see the opaque white being very useful, kind of like using it like a white ink to add highlights to a painting. So, oh, surprise, I can't see that. It's white. Let's bump it into something else. See what mix it to make pastels, but that's hilarious. Surprise! I can't see it. Okay, and then I want to go ahead and swatch the gold one as well. I like the dropper on the Eco line. That sounded weird. Eco. On the Eco line better than the Schminke ones. I'm not sure why, but I do. And gold. So I'm curious if this would be any shinier than like the gold metallic paints I have. It doesn't look like it based on that, but we'll see when it dries. Another thing I want to try is mixing colors in here. So Kylie, what should I mix? We've got purple here, so should I do a drop of the ruby red to it and see? Sure. And then maybe a drop of the opaque white to make it pasteled. Drop. The opaque white is definitely a thicker ink than the rest of them. Ooh, that's pretty. Wow. Trying to test and see. Definitely, if you put it on dark, that edge is gonna remain. So something to note.
So you have to use more water if you don't want it to have a...
Yeah, those harsh edges. Okay, so I'm gonna paint just a heart in water, and I want to drop some of these in. I want to drop some from the brush and some straight from the dropper to see the difference. I feel like straight from the dropper is going to be a little too thick. But I don't know. Let's give it a whirl. Okay.
That's a really pretty heart shape.
Oh, thank you. All right, so we're going to take this color here. This is what I'm picturing using this for, like the,
yeah,
you know, something that's already wet and you're dropping the inks into. That's really cool. And then we're going to take a drop of ink blue, and I mean, that's pretty cool too. Just kind of maneuver that around. So what can I paint with these? What would be pretty with these inks, Kylie?
You making fun of me?
Yeah.
How dare you?
This is really fun. Really fun. But again, they're drying. Try and keep it wet so I can move it.
Ashley will try and make a flower.
Are you saying I shouldn't do a flower?
I'm not saying that.
See where I dropped though? That like if you want a blended thing, that's definitely not the way to go. Interesting. It's pretty though. So I think these definitely would have or will have a learning curve. I think watercolors are a little easier to use. But
I think you just have to use more water. I mean, like
more water.
Oh.
Let's try a loose poppy. There's going to be a stem down here, but I kind of did that a weird way. Of course, there's not red. I need red. What happens if I mix a little bit of this orange with that ruby red? Let's see. I made red. Kylie? I made red. I am a primary color maker. I could see this being pretty in loose watercolor florals. The yellow, and I'm just gonna get a little bit from it and drop it into my poppy. My poppy. And then my green stem is kind of, yeah. All right, so there are the swatches. Initial thoughts, they dry fast. Obviously, I've said that many times. I feel like these are going to be even more unpredictable than watercolors, so you can't be a controlling perfectionist with these. I think that these are going to have to be like, go with the flow and kind of let it do what it wants to. But let me get a new sheet of paper, and we will try to paint something.
That heart is pretty.
You like my heart?
I do. It's like the most perfect heart shape I've ever seen.
It's so sweet.
It's like so even and straight and
That is so funny. I just want to fix this bit right here. If I go straight onto it, look at that. Ooh. Okay, so I'm going to do a little bit of a beach scene. So we're going to have some sand, some water, and then sky. I don't know if I can do this with watercolors. I think we should go for a challenge. We're going to do it. We're going to challenge.
I know water is difficult.
Okay, so I'm going to take, what was here?
I have no idea.
Oh, that's watercolor. This was the gold.
Yeah.
We're going to take a drop of the opaque white into this gold. See what happens. I think I need a little bit more gold.
Yeah.
We're going to have a goldy sand. Whoa, oh, oh, that one everywhere. Look, all on the finger.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Okay, so I'm going to wet the surface first to get the most out of my time with them, if that makes sense. So I'm going to do kind of a diagonal of the sand. We'll have water kind of rushing up to it, you know. So here's some water. Can you see? Okay. All right, I'm dipping into that white and gold. Oh, that looks funny. It's not dark enough.
Yeah. Well, the gold itself is kind of light, so.
Yeah. I mean, I can kind of tell that's sand, though.
I can't remember. Did watercolors get lighter or darker when they dry?
It really depends on the color.
Oh.
So, they generally get lighter, but sometimes light colors get darker. So, if it's a dark color, it gets lighter. Light color gets darker, depending on the
Okay.
color. Okay, so we have sand, kind of. Now there's pink sand. Pink, green. Oh, here's green. Now we have mud. It's fine. Okay, we're gonna move on to the water. Okay, I'm gonna put some blue just in this same one. This blue is pretty vibrant, so I want to dull it down a little bit with the white. I feel like, I don't know why, but I feel like I would go through these faster than watercolors. I don't know if that's accurate or not. I don't like that blue.
It needs like more of a
Green.
Yeah, I was about to say it needs green.
It needs
Make a
green,
little
but not like a
stronger.
whole drop. I need like a
I love it.
skosh.
Skosh.
So we're gonna drop over there and then just grab some of that. Okay, if I do this dry brush and don't wet the paper first, what do you think that's gonna do? Because doing dry brush will help with, whoops, the water texture.
Yeah.
I need the horizon to be darker though. It's water-ish.
I can see water.
I can see water. It's good to note that I haven't really done ocean landscapes before, so
She doesn't draw water. She hasn't drawn water.
I don't. Water is intimidating to me.
Flowers.
That's not all I draw.
I know. That's your speciality.
Pet portraits, that's what I've actually sold.
True.
Okay, there's water. We're going to call that water. That looks awful. I'm sorry.
It doesn't look awful.
Okay, moving on. For the sunset, what colors do you want for your sunset? What colors should we have the sunset?
Pinkies and oranges and
Okay, since the paper is wet, I'm gonna try, again, I'm just playing around and experimenting. I'm okay if this doesn't turn out right. That's how you learn things, is you play around and experiment. So I'm gonna take these and put drops on the page. Okay? I'm kind of scared. Oh, sorry, the autofocus. Let me know if the camera dies.
Okay.
Okay. Whoop. Okay, we've got pink, orange. There's spots in the sky. Okay. And then, yeah, I should have known that was going to happen.
Yeah, I was kind of thinking that.
Yeah, that's fine. It's all good. This is why I'm doing this, so you don't. Holy moly, those pinks. Well, that happened.
Polka dot sky.
How many moons are in your sky? Yeah.
It's just sun rays.
And you can't, like...
It's just sun rays in the camera.
So, like, watercolors, you can't do that if you put the drop directly on the pager. Pager!
On the pager.
Paper! Yeah. That's nice. That's fine. Okay. Let's try a different approach now. See if I can fix it. Always try to fix your mistakes. I'm laughing so my line is going woo woo woo. The spots are cracking me up. That is so funny. Okay, well, that happened. I could like do a boat and cover up some of them. Okay, so there's that. That was an epic fail. But that's okay. Why is that okay? Because we learn from our failures. So since I have this, I'm going to keep going. And I'm taking the opaque white. And I want to see if I can do clouds. Ew. This is not working for me at all. And again, this is probably just not using them in the way that they're intended to be used. You know?
Hey, the dots are planets.
It's a fantasy sky.
It's a fantasy sky. Those are just planets and extra moons.
I'm gonna go with that. That's what that is. All right, let's see about layering.
Just put a little dragon in the sky and it'll look fancy.
See what happens if we layer a little bit. They seem to layer.
Yeah.
Which is good.
It's good.
I feel like the white is best for mixing in colors. It didn't really opaque on its own there.
Yeah.
Like it says in the name. And again, probably not using it right.
What?
Noise. Okay, so I'm going to move this disaster out of the way. But like I said from the very beginning of this channel, I want to show failures as well as successes on here, because I think a lot of people get disheartened and discouraged whenever they have failures like this and they don't see artists online showing their failures. So they think they're the only ones that do this. So I am not one to take this kind of stuff out of my videos. I want you to see when things don't go right. And to let you know it's okay to try something different. And it's okay to fail. Because then you'll be like, okay, that's how I don't do it. Let's move on and figure out how I do it. I do it. Make sense? It's interesting.
Draw something on top.
It dries so quickly.
Yeah.
And even like the water on the paper is dry. Like it dries it really fast. It's interesting. So we're gonna go at a different approach. We're gonna do some flowers. And we're gonna do water first and just drop some color in. And see how that works. So what kind of flower should I do? What
Flower.
color tulip?
Purple.
We're gonna do a purple tulip. My brush is already blue. Don't understand that, but okay. So I'm gonna start with one petal and then go from there. Normally when I'm watercoloring, I would do it a little differently, but is this color cool?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna tap it at the base. Oh, see, that was pretty. That just made my spine just like, I don't know how to explain that. I liked that.
And I could tell you shivered.
I did. I'm telling you, it made my spine like tickle. I don't know. That's really, really fun.
Just from that one shape, it looks like a beauty blender.
Okay. We're going to take a little bit of, I almost said purple. This is yellow. And a little bit of ruby red, pink. And we're going to mix. I'm going to need more yellow. The red took over.
Mm-hmm.
These are messier than watercolors. Now this is just more red.
Yeah, it's just making it more red.
Well, at least I know I can make a primary red out of that and that. I don't want this. My other thought in question is, can you mix these and watercolors?
I think you used the red and the purple to make the original color.
I'm not trying to make the original color.
Oh, what are you doing then?
I'm trying to make a different color
Oh.
to go along on the inside of this. And I was going to go for like a corally color, but we're going to do this kind of...
But it turned into red.
Yeah. Okay. All right, so there's a petal. That's kind of fun. See if it can be maneuvered anymore because it's still slightly wet. I want to see how blendy it'll get, you know? And then if I can add color, see how long it'll let me. I keep making it bigger because I can't get a smooth line. And now it's definitely different than using watercolor. Okay. All right. Let's go on this side now. My nose keeps dripping. All right. Well, this bottom is still a little wet. I want to see if it will kind of blend that together like a watercolor. It was a really straight line.
It was.
I wasn't expecting it to be so...
It's very straight.
I know, I don't know. I wasn't trying to do that.
Well, you did.
I know, I just... Just trying to get a stem in there really quick. This one's running out. There is a little bit of time to add colors in and, you know, kind of blend and stuff. Yeah, I could definitely see using these just like normal watercolors and having them in a palette like this. But my question is why? Well, I mean, if you have watercolors, what would the advantage be of using these? I genuinely want to know for those who use these. Why?
Why?
I'm not asking in a rude manner. No, I'm genuinely, I don't know how to word this. I'm not trying to, oh
She's
gosh.
genuinely curious what they're supposed to be used for.
Yeah. I want to use these to their full
Potential.
yes. And I'm just curious how someone would use these. Ugh. Okay. Well, is this still slightly wet? Yeah. I want to see if I can do some lineage. It's not really doing it though. It's interesting. This one's staying wet. I'm perplexed. It's definitely using a whole new medium. It doesn't feel like I'm just using watercolors.
I think when it's watered down a little bit more, like it stays wet longer.
Yeah. Well, and that makes sense. Interesting. I want to do a flower where I just drop it and then don't touch it. Like, what could I do? I'm curious. Okay. This could be a disaster. Okay, so I'm going to paint and water down here. Again, I'm not doing a composition here. We've got a center of a flower, and then I'm going to do petals going out of this flower, and I want to drop color in the middle and see what happens. Is that weird?
No.
Okay. Okay, what color should I drop in there?
The red.
Okay. All right, we're taking ruby red. Ruby roundhouse. Okay. We're going to drop it. Oh, look at that. Oh, see, this is what I like. Where you just drop it, don't touch it ever again. That, I think, is what I would want to use these for.
That was really pretty.
That
it
was
has
really
a
cool.
natural highlight right
Yes.
here, too.
That looks so cool. Okay, we're going to do that again. We're going to do another color. I love that. That was really fun. See, I feel like there's something along these lines that's what these are made for,
and
you
the
know.
dot in the center makes sense for the stem. The
Stamen?
you knew what I meant.
The center of the flower.
The center of the flower would be harsher. Or not harsher, but you know.
Darker.
It
Okay.
makes sense.
All right, so we're going to do blue.
That works.
That works. Oh my gosh. That is so cool.
It's a snowflake.
I could totally see like a whole just background of these flowers like this. Okay, now I get this medium. Because I personally wouldn't use these like I use watercolors, like I did with this tulip. It was not as easy as watercolors. I feel like this is where these shine. Let's do a 2-drop. See what happens. That one's thicker.
Yeah.
But it looks kind of cool. What if I take a thin brush and I just... That's funny. Here we go. It's the sun. That's funny. These, though...
You should do it with purple.
Okay, I'll do purple. So we're going to be closing out this video soon. I don't want this... Is this still recording? Yeah,
Yes.
to be too horribly long. But, like I've said, let me know if you've used these. Let me know how you use them. We're going to do a purple one. And I will continue to play with these on my own. Oh, look. It's bleeding right there. Because that one's still wet. That's so weird because the other one's dried so fast. Okay. Purple. Here we go. That is so pretty. I like to watch it do that. That's so fun. Oh, look how far that one went. Oh, that's just like, that looks so cool. You like that?
Uh-huh.
That's fun. Interesting.
The purple one's bleeding a lot. Look at
That I know. I was gonna say it moved.
It's still moving a little bit.
Yeah. That is so cool. You know what this looks like?
What?
Like if this was brown and these were yellow, that'd be a sunflower. I wonder if I could mix up a brown, do that, and then dot yellow at the beginning of each of those.
Maybe.
Should I try it?
You can.
And I will link in the description below the paper and paints that I am using. So if you are curious, check the description. Okay, so I need a brown. So let's mix. Just get all the colors. Okay, so here's my brown center. And then, oops, I'm going to take the yellow and I'm going to dip my brush kind of on the thing. And I'm going to just go like this. That's not quite doing the same effect, is it?
No.
How do I make it do the same effect without dropping it? Because if I drop it, the yellow doesn't move as much, does it?
Mm-mm. It's also a very like vibrant yellow. It's not really like a sunflower yellow.
Yeah.
It's like neon yellow.
It needs some orange in it. I just like the ones where you drop it and leave it. It's just really pretty. This is not. Okay, well, like I said, failures and successes. Failure is always an option. I don't like that one, but these are cool. It's interesting, isn't it? So I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna tap some color in the center here. And then where there isn't water, I'm tapping and it's darker, you know? I mean, that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
That's fun. It's interesting. Kylie says interesting. Definitely each color has different movement properties too. Some of them move a lot better than the others.
Use the black.
No, I haven't. It's going. I didn't want it to touch that. Can I lift like I do watercolors? A little, but not quite as much. That's interesting. I don't know how I feel about these. I honestly, I'm perplexed. I honestly thought I would love these. I don't know how to use them yet. I need to play with them some more, do some more research. I think that there's definitely some flowers that could potentially look really cool with them. Yeah, I think I've reached my end. I think I need to play with these more off camera to kind of see how I would use them. But why, thank you. I was going to put some little flowers at the end of it. Some little like red buds.
Yeah, I was supposed to say red bud or cherry blossom.
Because red buds are budding right now. Is it funny?
Yeah, a little bit.
Well, I think that's going to wrap it up for this video. This didn't exactly go as I had planned, but that's okay. I think I learned some things about these, and I'm going to continue playing with them. Leave me all your advice in the comments below. But that's it for this video. If you did enjoy this, please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't already and you want to see our future videos, hit that subscribe button down below, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye. Inking. Testing. Oh, thumbnail. Opaque white. What the heck was that?
I did not like the way that sounded in this. That was creepy. What was that?
It sounded like it came from the bathroom. The burger.
The burger. Looks gummy.
I don't think I've shooketh enough. Shooketh enough? It needs to be more shooketh. This is what I do. Is after I say I'm done, I paint one more thing, not talking. And if it turns out, I put it in the video. But you gave me an idea for the background, so